Good evening, Mountaineer Nation, and welcome into the Mountaineer Effect. I'm your host, Marcus Dean, alongside my co-host, Sam here. We're here talking about Mountaineer football here this evening, and don't forget to like us and share right there on Geek Gorilla TV here on YouTube. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that notification when we go live, so you can get all the wonderful content that we have here on Geek Gorilla TV. Sam, my man, we are only weeks away from officially Mountaineer football. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. And I tell you what, reading some of the and listening to some of the press conferences, West Virginia has had a pretty good fall camp so far. No injuries, which is always good.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, the talk of this all season's been JERD and the progress that he's made. You're having other teammates, wide receivers, come out talking about how much more zip and accuracy he has on the ball, and Coach Brown's been raving about the progression that he's made. So, talk about unexpected surprises.
Yeah, absolutely. And another kind of surprise. Now, I wouldn't call this a surprise that Letty Brown has got bigger and a lot stronger. And also, then Tavarius Mathis Jr. has developed into a nice backup for him. Everybody's been giving rave reviews on Mathis throughout the fall camp, and how much he has progressed and how much he has done well with the offense, and how much of a better back he is. And looks like Letty gets some breathers in between.
Yeah, Letty. I would compare Letty. I wouldn't really compare Letty to like a Steve Slayton type. I would put him more in that Noel Devine. He's not as fast as Noel Devine, but he's got the same kind of explosive speed and moves. His body type is a lot closer to that. So, if precursors are predictors for the future, he's only going to get better.
Yes, absolutely. I agree 100%. And one thing that I always, liked about Letty on how quick he was to hit the hole and bounce outside or bounce in between the tackles. And we've seen against Kansas how he can take one right up the middle and go 95 yards for a touchdown. So we've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, he's definitely a special player. I think, he's what us Mountaineer fans like to see in our running backs. He's everything that you hope you get when you have running backs come in. He's fast and quick. He's not afraid to hit. I'm excited to see what he does in his sophomore campaign.
Absolutely. And also, Bryce Ford Wheaton and the wide receiver groups have been putting in extra time with the wide receiver machine. So hopefully we won't get no drop balls in the fall.
Well, Bryce Ford Wheaton had a great year last year. You predicted it. He's going to be up there with the Mountaineer greats by the time it's all said and done. I have no doubt about that.
And another one you want to keep an eye on this year to go along was freshman phenom Caden Prater. We've seen a little bit of him in the spring game. How at 6'3" he has the speed and he can get down the field. And we've seen Garrett Green hit him with a nice, beautiful pass. And one thing I did want to mention here on the broadcast that Wyatt Mullen is going to be. He was named to the freshman watch list for the possibility of a freshman All-American.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear. You don't hear that coming out of West Virginia too often. So if you do hear that, then that's definitely something to pay attention to. Just kind of harping back to it, when you really look at the Mountaineer offense, they have a lot of weapons on offense. JERD progressing the way they say he has, is such a precursor for the kind of season. We kind of said, 8-win season, 7-win season, right in there. But, this could be the kind of team that kind of comes together to surprise everybody and does it even better than you think they can.
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of weapons it's putting in and the growth that they've had during an odd COVID year.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
And especially having a full fall practice and a full spring and a full off-season workout regime. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. I know the fanboy shoved deep down inside of me is, we've been saying 8-4 the entire time, which would be good. That would be definitely be the next step in the climb, which I would be very proud of if they made an 8-4 campaign, which would be awesome. But the fanboy in me keeps on saying 9-3, 10-2, which sometimes I got to push that aside and use my brain. But it's very possible that we could sneak a team that like a coin flip, like a TCU or a Kansas State, how those are coin flip games, how we could pull one of those off, or an Oklahoma State, Texas, another awesome another coin flip game that we could possibly pull one of those off too.
Yeah, absolutely. Just with things being the way they are in the Big 12, there's so much uncertainty and so much instability that's going to filter down into the teams and the way they perform. Now,
right.
It may not affect the Mountaineers as much, just because
we're an outsider.
Well, we are an outsider, but West Virginia's always been really resilient. They were super resilient when they left the Big East to go to the Big 12, and I think West Virginia just by nature is a resilient team. They got a good coach that can get them through it. They have a good administration that can get them through it. But I think some of the other schools that are just kind of left out in the dark, waiting to see what happens, I think it may really impact the seasons that they have.
It could very well go that way. And thank you guys for watching tonight's broadcast. We really want to, hopefully, we entertained you, and I think we did for tonight's broadcast. But if you have any questions, concerns, comments, make sure you leave those below. And not to mention, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button right here on Geek Gorilla TV, right here on YouTube, and also make sure you like and smash that like button. We would certainly love a subscribe too. So this has been Marcus Dean and my co-host Sam with the Mountaineer Effect. Let's go Mountaineers.